Good morning. Happy December 2nd and second day of Vlogmas. The sun is shining and we're going to check the temperature and see if it's going to be a good day for an outdoor walk. I'm going to have a little coffee. The boys just had their breakfast and we're going to get going on this day because I have lots to do. It's December the 2nd. We're going to open up our crafty advent calendar and make something with whatever is inside. So this is the Spellbinders advent calendar for everyone who doesn't know. This is what the inside looks like. The back does show you some sneak peeks of some things that are inside. And yesterday, I'm not going to hold up the sentiment because I haven't put it on a card yet. I want to see what else is included. Was the cute little puppy rolling around on its back. Very much like my little Frank. So let's flip this camera. And I thought we would do it this way so you can actually see the opening. And that I've not opened anything, nor have I looked at any spoilers for the box. Okay, today is a stamp set. It does not match anything with I Woof You, so we will have to find another way to, well, that's not true. I Woof You, and I could use one of these sentiments. Hold on. Let me get something in here to pry this out. Packed in here nice and tight. So, whoops. Here is what this stamp set looks like. Obviously, here's the little stamp set. Really cute little mushrooms. Maybe we'll do like a little coloring. I haven't done any coloring in a little while, so that would make a super cute little card. Okay, so that is it for today, and this is especially for card makers. Remember, I am sharing content for both today, and I'm going to also include here in this section, we're going to do a little work on December daily. All right, so I am going to, I just popped off the ends of my photo. I am using a Canon selfie printer. I did not show it today. We are going to kind of talk more about this tomorrow. I'll show you the full thing. I will drop a link for it down below. I have not used this as much as I thought I would, but I am going to use it a ton for this project because I love photos. I want to include more of them. And it's kind of fun to record what I've been working on, which is how I'm doing my December daily album. It is all just showcasing kind of, you know, my projects, what I've got going on, what things I've worked on, and all of that good stuff. Now, I am trimming down some 12 by 12 pattern paper right now to make 3x4 inserts for my pocket pages. I wanted to keep this project really simple so that I could achieve it. I want it to be an achievable type of project. So what I'm doing is I picked a collection. If you watched me for paper crafting and watched me make the title page for my album, I don't think I show it today. I will show this more. We'll talk more December daily as we go through Vlogmas and as I start filling this out more. You'll also notice, pardon me, let me go back. So what we're doing for this is my title page. was all this Mickey Mouse. It's this collection from Simple Stories that's all, you know, Mickey and Minnie Christmas. So that is one thing I use to simplify. Pocket pages. I love pocket pages. That's the other way I'm going to simplify. I'm going to use my Canon selfie printer so I can print right from my phone. I mean, where was this all my scrapbooking life? And if you followed me since scrapbooking days, you're going to remember that I do not like to hand journal. And I have since I left scrapbooking kind of, and I don't share that anymore, there's this wonderful thing called clear printer sticker paper. This is matte sticker paper. You guys, where was this my whole life, my whole scrapbook life? I love it so much. So I simply made notes when I was laying in bed last night before I went to sleep, like bullet journaled them. I simply reformatted it into a size that would fit the 3x4, printed it out, peeled off the backing, and popped it over my pattern paper so that, you know, it looks like it was printed on there, but it wasn't. I'm going to pop links to all these things down below because you're going to need that sticker paper in your life. It's fantastic. Then I am embellishing with stickers. The other thing, I am not going to get wrapped up in the perfect embellished pages. Now, I know everybody who follows me for paper crafting is laughing so hard right now because I am known as extra. I am a little extra in all my things. I know this. I love embellishing. I am going to embellish, but if I don't get it all embellished today, okay. If I do, all right. Some days will be more in depth than others. That is okay. All I'm looking for here is recording my month. So I popped in my sticker page. I added that Hello December to the top of my journal card. Add a little holly sticker. They're so cute. And it makes it really easy and fast. Then I decided, you know what? I loved back in the day putting stickers over my photos or rub-ons or whatever. I thought this little rosette banner sticker matches my rosettes I made yesterday. So I'm going to pop those in place. I added It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas along the bottom. Of course, I think I'll add another little holly sticker because why not? They're so cute. And it doesn't detract or take away. Instead, it kind of makes the whole page feel more cohesive. And, you know, I'm not saying I'll do that every day, but I like doing it. So those photos are just two I picked from day one that I felt like kind of went with my vibe. The last block is going to be the date block. So it's day one. So I have used some dies from SPELLBINDERS. I die cut one from pattern paper, one from black cardstock. I'm layering one over the other. I inked up the edges, and then I'm just going to take a Minnie Mouse die cut. It's a pre-made die cut. It's going to look like she's holding it. We're going to glue that in place. And then we are going to just glue that right over that block. Add a few little embellishments. I think I added maybe a couple of hearts, and we're going to call day one done. Now, you're going to see, like with the December daily, they're going to come after the day that I'm currently on because, as I mentioned, I want the day to be over before I do my page because you never know what I might want to add as far as photos go to that page. I am going to link all the pocket pages that I'm going to be using this month, the album, the collection. I don't know how much of it's still available. The printer, the sticker paper, all of the things down below in the December daily section in the description box. Okay, friends, let's go organize our Winterberry plaid stitch case for the season because I was still using my Halloween box and that is just not going to work for the Christmas season. So let's go get that done. Okay, so I just kind of sped walked you through changing out my stitch case. I've been meaning to do this for weeks. I've been still working with my Halloween case. I don't know, November I didn't do anything. So I am using this tartan plaid case. This is a Winterberry case, and if these are still available, I'll put a link to it. So I've got my pretty little Christmas stitch case. I jazzed it up. Let me see if I can do like lean my camera. I think this will work better. So I kind of jazzed it up. This is a little pocket watch frame that Jessica Sweetwater Stitchers stitched, for me at Stitch. I believe we got these at Stitch West last year. I just kind of always use it. I've used it on my scissors and things, but I put it on a ring. I kind of grabbed a whole bunch of things. This was a gift from somebody. This was a floss ring, and I think some of the stuff fell off, so I just got rid of it. This candy cane lane, I know it came on something, I can't remember what, but I kept the tag because I thought it was so cute. And so I just kind of put all of this little stuff hanging off of my stitch case just for fun. And then inside, I just put some of the fun little doodads. Like I have a corner gauge in here that I kept. This is a little candy cane from Stacy Nash. This is like a little wool felted gingerbread man. I bet it came in a Brenda Gervais kit at some point, so I just tucked him in here. These are needle minders from Friends, and then my favorite, Son of a Stitch, because I think that's funny, and I just leave it in here most of the time. This doesn't really fit, but this is my House of Stitch and Stash thread winder. This was a cute little pincushion I got in a Fig Tree box during their 12 days of their sales that Joanna does every year. My little hoop that I sometimes use, rarely, but I like to have it in my case. My favorite magnetic wand picker upper. I've talked about this in my videos before, but this guy, I'll show it now. This is from Fat Quarter Shop. I keep one in my craft room because I use magnetic dies for die cutting a lot, and I drop them and it picks them up. But I did buy another one because what I do is I keep this one in my stitch case, and the other day I did drop a needle and I was able to easily extend this bad boy and pick it up off the floor, so I love that. My scissors, I need to put a scissor fob on here. That's the only thing I forgot, so I'll probably go do that. I usually like to have one anyway. And then in the bottom of my case, I just put some extra things. So I've got pens. I have a little notebook in case I need to make a note. Other little tools, extra needles, unpickers, the tail weavers, my little floss fairy, things, little finger protectors, a couple different kinds. I do keep like a little shorty nail file in here for jagged nails. My hole punch in case I get floss drops at retreats and I need to punch my own holes. I've just found that that's good to have. I have one at home and I always keep one in my stitch case. And then some little thread gloss, in case my thread needs that. Every once in a while I find my thread does. I don't use it very often, but those kind of things kind of just go down here in the bottom of my tray. If I wanted to shut it, I would probably need to remove some of these chunky things. Well, I just would need to remove this, but I stick my needles. I like having a little pincushion or something in here because I stick my needles in. So these things I kind of just keep set up next to me while I'm stitching. Okay, I'm going to talk about cutting up some fabric, and then I'm going to time lapse that for preparation. We're actually going to be cutting up several things today, and then I'm going to I'm anticipating a lot of time lapse for the bows, but we're going to prep some other fabric first. I'm going to cut some stuff. I also need to starch some other fabric. I'm going to show you what I'm using. I'm going to put links to any of the patterns I'm using down below, or we're going to talk about the other things. So kind of today is a prep sewing day for things I'm going to be sewing and creating. Some of them I'll tell you kind of what I'm doing. Some will be more of a surprise for that day, but I need to get the fabric cut. And if I have the fabric cut, then I'm a lot more likely to start sewing it when I need to. So let's go ahead and talk about the first project that I'm going to cut up. In yesterday's video, I know I did a time lapse of it. Well, let's talk about that first. So I'm going to be sewing, this is my Hollyberry wreath tray. And it is the pattern I showed in my last regular floss tube episode from Fig Tree Quilts. It's just a PDF, so I was hiding a lot of the instructions, but it's just going to be a simple table topper. And I know in my video I hadn't cut up this green floral yet, so I cut those strips yesterday. I'd gotten the fabric and had to wait for the starch to dry. So I'm going to work on sewing this after the bows. And after work today. So that's one thing that we have going on that I want to get done. Then I pulled this pattern, and I am going to basically be making this quilt, but we're going to be doing something with this. So I was looking for a good patchwork design, and it's very 9 patch-ish. Let's see. I'm going to show you a close-up of that. So that's really the part we're going to make. I'm not going to make the green kind of flying. It looks like maybe it's a flying geese border, or let me look. Anyhow, so that's what we're doing. So fabrics I've chosen for this, and this is going to be a really fun project, but I need to get the panel made and quilted at home. I'm going to quilt it myself, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. But first we have to get the fabric cut. It's, again, there's no crazy triangles other than if I add in those corner or the little half triangles around to make it rectangular shaped, which I will more than likely do, but I need to get it cut. So what I originally pulled is this Tim Holtz fabric that's a really grungy neutral, but it reads white. I like something that reads white but maybe isn't totally white. So that's going to be the big units in between. I was going to use this for the 9 patches as well, but I'm not. Then this is another all of the fabrics are Tim Holtz. Whoops, I'm so sorry about the camera. I got a tripod this year and I keep bumping it because it's a little bit, it's for my special camera I've been using for vlogging that I used last year, but it's not super steady if it's not on a tabletop because it's real tall and skinny. Okay, so you can see that this fabric, if you saw, has a little bit of text in it, but it's kind of grungy. It's that Tim Holtz fabric. I use this for that strawberry tutorial. I'm going to link it right here for you guys as well, because it'll be in one of those corners. I don't know which one, and down in the description. I did a strawberry tutorial, and this was one of the fabrics I used, and I love it. So this is going to be the red. And then from my stash, and I didn't starch this, and I need long strips. I have some scraps, but I need the long strips to do my strip sets. So I am going to do this grungy Christmassy print because it also reads white, and I think it will read white in this. So let me hold all of this up to show you guys. These are the 3 fabrics I'm using. These 2 are going to be for the 9 patch. This is going to be those solid areas in between, and I think it's going to be super cute. So I need to cut off a piece of this, starch it, get that hanging to dry. I'm going to cut up the rest of this for what I need and get it in my basket. And then the next thing I'm going to cut up, and I'm going to show it to you now so I can just do the time lapse of this. This was the Mistletoe and Holly by Beverly McCullough that was in the Jolly Box this year. Obviously, you can probably still find some of this yardage places or even a fat quarter bundle. These were fat quarters. I have starched all mine, and we are going to cut all of these into 5-inch squares. You guys guess what we're going to be making this month, but I'm going to cut all of this up into 5-inch squares. I did buy additional yardage of one of these prints, didn't I? Or did I buy a completely different one? I bought a different print from this line. So I'm also, let me go grab that and I'll show it to you because that's going to be the handles and the lining. Oh, I've already told you guys what it is. We're gonna make Christmas patchwork totes from my tutorial, also here on my channel. And that is based on a Riley Blake, I believe, tutorial. So I just have a visual tutorial on my channel, but obviously it's just free and you can grab it there. But you can watch my tutorial for that and follow along with me for Vlogmas because we're gonna make some patchwork totes. I'm gonna see how many I can get from this fat quarter bundle. This is the plaid fabric that I bought for the lining and handles of those patchwork bags. So I am going to starch this. While I'm starching, I might as well just go all in on my starching. So let's go ahead and get that done and get all of this fabric cut up. On the bows that I'm sharing today. So from the sneak peek from day one, this is the Acufactum Angelic Creations book. To my knowledge, I think you can only get it in the UK or in Canada from Willow Cottage, which is where I ordered mine from. I will put the link down below. Again, you do not have to have this book to make bows. I just can't share the specific dimensions. I like how these bows are put together. And I'm going to talk about it because I'm going to show you my stack of fabric and then I'm going to go sew. I'm going to time lapse that for you guys. I'm going to remind you. So here's what the bows look like in the book on the page that I can show you. And see how they hold their shape really well. They're nice and fluffy. They're just beautiful. So there's measurements for small, medium, and large in the book. And obviously these bows could work for anything. Like if you're decorating, I'm thinking like a little girl's nursery or something, you could put a bow on it. Think about Easter baskets, your Easter decor, seasonal wreaths that you put up, Valentine's wreath. I mean, think beyond just the holiday season because bows are super trendy and fun right now. So that being said, the book is in English, so that is easy. It is not written, I don't think, just from my personal perspective, like a lot of American patterns. So keep that in mind. Just full disclosure, I don't want to show because I have all the measurements on it, but I have sticky notes in here where I wrote it out better for my mind to get the measurements down because obviously the measurements, they do show them in inches, like in the parentheses, but I wanted to have those out just because that's easier for me. So that is what I made myself a little cheat sheet in here. Otherwise, the directions are super simple for sewing them together. I am using Tim Holtz fabric. I'm obsessed with Tim Holtz fabric for my Christmas projects, as you probably noticed from some other things I have shared throughout the season and just throughout the year, and for that other quilt that I was cutting up. So here is my stack. We're going to make a small, medium, and large of the bows today. Here is the small bow that I shared yesterday in the beautiful plaid. So I am going to make another small bow. This time, this is going to be something a little different. This is some of Tim's flannel. So I'm going to make a flannel bow from this plaid. That's the small one. And for each, the reason these bows are constructed so well and have such an amazing shape that doesn't droop, we're using fusible fleece. So for every section, there's fusible fleece For the bow itself, it's fusible fleece and quilt batting. So I have pre-cut, I've got my, and I just need to fuse it obviously, but I have laid it all out. This is the bow band. For the bow loops, you have 2 panels, you have 2 layers of fusible fleece, and then 2 quilt layers. So I'll be putting all of those together. And the loop part, this part here, that's the only part that has quilt batting and fusible fleece. Then for the tails, it is a super, this is the small, this is a super long piece of fabric, and then there's fusible fleece because you do want your bow tails to maintain that beautiful shape too. So that's the fabric for the small. The pieces and all the layers are the same no matter what size. This beautiful stripe, which is probably one of my all-time favorites next to this plaid, this one is going to be the medium. And then we are going to make a very large one from the beautiful, my favorite plaid there. Now, I only had a yard of this. Well, I have more than a yard, but I got them in yard cuts, unfortunately, because for most projects, I didn't need longer than a yard. What I did was I pieced, because the tails for the large is longer than a yard. It's over 50 inches. So I pieced it together in the center, the part that'll be hidden back behind here, because I didn't want any piecing to show there. So there's ways to adjust. You just kind of have to do a little bit of math. The mathing was hard. But I did it. So let's go ahead and get started putting these together. I'll take you along. They're very easy to sew. There's not tons and tons of sewing, very easy to sew, and we'll see how far we get today. I think I'll get them assembled. I don't know that I'll put all the little velvet hangers in there, but like I said, let's see how far I get before I want to close out the video and get this one edited. Everybody, it's about almost 4 p.m. my time, which means it's time for me to wrap up today's vlog so I can get it edited and up. I didn't quite get the bows all made, so after this video goes up, I'm hoping I can work on those a little bit tonight. I have some other things as well to do. Otherwise, it might be tomorrow. Either way, you should see the bow completion in tomorrow's video. So I'll show you what I have left. I have the tails for the bow tails for all 3 sizes. I still need to sew, but I got the loop section, which just basically looks like a giant pillow, an unstuffed pillow. Well, it has a little stuffing in it, so you can see what it'll look like. I got all those sections done, and then I got the bow loop wrap done for each of these. Super easy, just a little time consuming getting them all done, and we'll wrap up that project tomorrow, which is awesome. Got lots of fabric cut today for upcoming projects and things like that. So last couple things I want to talk about today. Number 1, still did not draw winners for that last giveaway. That will be tomorrow. So let's do, I do have a tiny bit of haul, I suppose. So I will show that. Pink Coat Santa from Teresa Kogut arrived from Lindy's Stitches. So cute. I still super love this. Okay, guys, tell me what fabric, if you're stitching this, what fabric are you stitching on? I don't want to use this color of fabric. But tell me, what color of fabric do you think? I love him. I love the little snowman hanging off the side. That is the only mail I've got today. I do want to catch you up on my stitching before I do today's giveaway. So I was tired last night. Whole reasons why, but you know, life reasons, it's fine. But I did get a tiny bit of the Bells on Christmas Day stitching. This is a sal by Holly Jones, Mrs. Jones Stitches, and Jessica Sweetwater Stitcher. They are stitching the sampler here on the back in case you didn't know that. And the sampler, the called for fabric is Picture This Plus Oaken, which I have. It's a little more modeled than I like. So if you watched my Floss Tube episode 127, I said I was going to use Winter Brew by R&R because it's a lot less modeled, and I am using all the called for colors and I love it. So I just got a little bit of this straight row and I started the alphabet for that top part of the sampler. I love how the colors look on the Winter Brew. I'm stitching on 36 count. It's going super easy. I was tired. I didn't have tons of time to stitch. But I did stitch something else. It took me just over a little of an hour. And this technically could be considered Enable Vision because I wanted, and I'm going to stitch something else for the smaller size, but I want to show these. I don't want to press the back in. These are the pocket watches from Tim Holtz, and they're super cute. Now, I ordered, but I don't have it yet. I ordered the ball chain from Tim Holtz because I think it would be cute to turn these into, obviously, cross-stitch necklaces of some sort. I stitched something that'll fit in here, but I also think these would make precious Christmas tree ornaments. So I was thinking, and I did measure it out. I had a scrap of Winter Brew left over from cutting down all of my fabric that I was prepping in my last floss tube. And I thought that the Quaker Snippets #2 from Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread, I thought this snowman would be cute in here. And what do you know? He is. So this is my scrap of fabric. Here is cute little snowman. Look how darling he is. Okay, let me show you. I will be putting this together sometime here during Vlogmas. I am going to stitch the whole thing. I just wanted to show you guys. Look at that. How adorable is he? So this is 36 count Winter Brew. If you stitch on 36 or something smaller, the whole little motif will fit in. I think if you stitched on 32, you would have to count it out and do the measurement yourself. I think you could get the snowman only to fit if you wanted to. But I think it's going to be adorable. I think I'm going to turn that one into a little ornament. Just a tiny little cross-stitch ornament. I thought it would be super cute. I wanted to try something and it worked out. I love it. So it stitches really fast. I mean, how stinking cute is Mr. Frosty here? Love, love, love that. I will link to the pocket watch. I bought the pocket watch set. It does have the little template on it, so you know for putting these together. You can also get sets, I believe, that just have the smaller size, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that because I am pretty sure I'm going to make a little necklace with that, or a scissor fob, one or the other. Both, who knows? But my point in showing you guys this and telling you guys this, if you purchase, especially for my paper crafter peeps, you know the rosettes I showed you yesterday, the snowflake rosettes. If you purchase $30 or more of product, Tim Holtz branded product from Simon Says Stamp, you get that paper rosette, that snowflake rosette, I should say. I'll just grab these two. you get this snowflake die free. So really fun. Obviously, I love Tim Holtz stuff. I wanted to show that. So that was the stitching I have got done today. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but I have 2 of these charts. So today's giveaway is brought to you by me. I am giving away one of these Quaker Snippets 2 charts, which is one of Brenda Gervais' newest charts. So please use Quaker somewhere in your comment. Please leave your comment by the date shown here on the screen. USA only, please. Please be over 18. Please like my video, subscribe to my channel, follow this Vlogmas 2025 playlist, please. And I might even throw in a little set of those. So it will be a package of the pocket watch charms and the snippets chart. That is my giveaway for day 2, my friends. I hope that you have enjoyed today's video as much as I've enjoyed bringing it. I'm really trying this year to have myself have a cutoff date so that I'm not up late trying to throw together and edit a video. And sometimes that's going to mean that my project's going to roll over to the next day, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. That is real life. I am just a single person trying to get all this stuff done, and you know, sometimes projects take longer. Sometimes you have to take almost an hour to go run your son food again. I'm over that, by the way. He and I had a little discussion earlier. So, thank you everybody for joining me today, and I will see all of you tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 3. Bye! Thank you so much for joining me today. I truly love sharing creativity with this amazing community of crafters. A special thank you goes out to my wonderful Patreon members. I appreciate you all so much. If you'd like to join us on Patreon, you'll find the link in the video description below. Patreon is a private community where you can support more of what I do and enjoy exclusive content, behind the scenes updates, and extra perks. There's something for everyone, and we'd love to have you join our growing community. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, click that like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. What I originally had pulled is this what I originally pulled. Holy cow, words are hard. Okay. Stop shaking every time I touch you.